Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Firewatch. We had a hell of a day for our very first day on the job, and today is going to really be no better because now we have an issue with the communication lines that Delilah would like us to go and check out. So that is our objective for day 2. This is a pretty long day with quite a bit to do, so I'm going to probably just make this all one video and hopefully everybody enjoys a longer video. So before we head out and grab our pack and go on our way, one of the things that I like to do each morning if there's a new thing to read is I like to have a look at what Henry has typed up using his typewriter. There is not always an update here, but most days there are something new for you to read, and it's kind of unfortunate because you can't actually pick these up and add them to the notes and documents section. But I feel like you should be able to because these are a really good insight into what it is that Henry is thinking. So let's read his first note here. Sleep is going to be a real problem. Without making this a list of all that's happening all of the time for Henry from the future, this was the night your tower got turned over and your sheets were gone. Going to have to figure that out today because last night wasn't good and I'm fucking freezing. I was 100% sure I wouldn't have any Jules dreams out here since I was sleeping in a new place and everything, but sure enough, during the 30 minutes I fell asleep around 5 a.m., there we were, back on the beach in Melbourne. There's that moment where I know it's coming, where I know the water is going to come up and up and up, and I think I'm going to spew or my heart is going to stop or something, but this time I woke up before anything happened. Maybe that's progress. I had my fingers crossed that I would just be dreaming about squirrels and mountains and trees and shit, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, so obviously, we brought our picture of Julia with us, and she's still very, very heavily on our mind. So that is something that's going to develop as time goes on. We're going to go ahead and head out. It is a gorgeous morning. My god, look at this. This scenery is just absolutely incredible. And we need to go back through the cave that we came through yesterday. So what we're going to do is we're going to head backwards from when we come off the staircase. And we need to try and find the outhouse, which is just behind the watchtower. I think I kind of breezed right past this last time and didn't mention it as any kind of landmarker or anything super special because I was so worried about the figure in our tower. But if you're looking for the cave route to kind of go back to your cave, it's going to be behind the outhouse. That's kind of a good marker that I like to use. You could also go the very long way around, go back to the lake, the way that we went to go and find those teenagers, and then enter by the front entrance of the cave, but this is much, much faster.
Oh, it's actually pretty damn cold out here.
Roger that. Warms up fast. The mornings are cold in Boulder, though, right?
Yeah, they are.
What did you get up to down there? I mean, what's life like?
I don't know. I used to just spend a lot of time with our dog, Bucket.
Aw, that's a good name.
He was a good dog.
What type?
A beagle. We got him from the pound.
That's great. Hey, can you hold on a sec?
Sure. Just gonna keep hiking and hoping it warms up.
Heyo. I don't think so. Why, have you? Okay, good.
Hey, your button is still down.
No, I don't think he has any idea.
Delilah, I can hear you.
I'm absolutely sure.
I said I could...
Would
Wait,
you?
are you talking about me? Who are you talking to?
All right. I'll let you know if anything changes in that
Hey,
regard.
Delilah.
She didn't hear us, unfortunately.
Hey, sorry about that. Anyway, Bucket's a cute name. You owned him with someone?
We tried.
Who was that?
Who is who?
I don't think he has any idea. What was that? Were you talking about me?
Uh, what?
You left your button pressed or something.
Henry, that call was work. I was just talking to... Actually, it's not really your business. Why are you freaking out?
I'm not freaking out.
Good. I'm gonna go quiet for a little bit. Call me if it's important.
Alright. So that is a story-related call. It's not something that you can ignore. And it's totally up to you what your response is going to be. But either way, Delilah will step away for a little while and you aren't able to get a hold of her on the radio. So now that we've come out of the cave, you can see that we have our cash box that we opened yesterday. And what we're going to do is we're actually just going to head in the other direction. You'll see a log, pretty prominent with the bark color. We're going to hop over it, and then there are some brush leaves here that we can clear, and this will give us a new path. So if you head this way, you know you're going the right direction. And in the distance, you can see power lines. They're pretty far away right now, but that is what we're looking for.
I can see the wire you're talking about. It looks like it's in good shape from here.
We'll follow it up to the top of the trail if you can. You can head back as soon as you give me the all clear.
Got it.
Alright. So fortunately, even though Delilah gets annoyed, even if you tried to do the right thing and tell her that her button was pushed down, she's not really away for that long. If you reach the wires and she's annoyed, you obviously will not be able to talk to her, so you just need to kind of give it a minute. And it's pretty straightforward. We're just going to keep following the wires. When you come to this little clearing with the sign, there is a little area over here. And I think it was probably an old ranger station, maybe back in the day. It's just kind of a cute little old cabin. They've got a very, very old supply cache. You can see it's a different color. It's not as bright. It doesn't stand out as much. Totally optional whether or not you want to open this. The only thing that's in here is a hat. A veteran's hat. You can take it if you want. I think I'll just leave it. It's got its nice little home there. Again, this is mostly just flavor. Nothing too exciting. If you ask Delilah about the cabin, she won't answer you anyways, so we're just going to move on here. Bit of a hike to the very, very top, because we need to be able to see if the wire is down anywhere, and if you're looking from here and you zoom in, you can actually see that it's down at the very, very top. There is a supply cache over there that we can't get to at the moment as well, which might actually be marked on our map. That is cache number 302. And it looks like it is. Yes, it's marked on our map. So that's something we're going to have to open at a later date. But for now, we're going to just keep hiking. And would you look at that? More beer cans.
Hey, so there are beer cans all over the ground up here leading up the hill.
That's annoying.
Yeah, thing is, there were a bunch down at that campsite yesterday.
Coincidence, maybe?
I don't think so. Same brand, everything.
These fucking kids.
Those girls like their beer, apparently.
Why do you think they'd be up here?
Hell if I know, but they better have stayed away from our communication stuff.
Yeah, I would think that's against the law. I don't know if they're in a national park or not, but either way, I mean, it is so incredibly remote out here that severing communication uh, cables must be a huge deal. I will look at the cable in a minute, but if you look out in the distance, just for fun, you can see how far we've come. This tower over here is ours, so you can just judge by the distance how incredibly far we've hiked to get over here. And then in the other direction, on the top of that hill, that is where Delilah's tower is. So she's pretty much directly across from us, just quite a ways away.
You wake up pretty early then, huh?
As soon as the sun comes up. Forest Service really frowns on us putting up curtains for some reason.
I just covered my head with my pillow. Seems to do the trick.
Wow. The forest could never burn down on your watch.
Never. I was hoping she would say something a little more interesting once we have actually pointed out her tower, but it doesn't seem like it. We're going to go ahead and report the wire, of course, because as we can see, it's down.
Hey, so the wire is definitely down out here. I just found it.
That's actually good to hear. I can send someone out to fix it. Good find.
Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't look like the wind. It looks like it was cut deliberately.
I knew it the moment you said you found their trash. These idiots are gonna pay. Do they realize this is how people die? I mean, what if something happened to one of my lookouts while this was going on? And God forbid there's an actual fire burning out of control.
What do you want to do?
I want you to go find them.
And then what?
I... I haven't thought that far ahead. That's not true. Everything that comes to mind is illegal.
Let's hear it.
Oh yeah?
Hey, I came out here for a breath of fresh air and some adventure. What do you got?
I think I want you to just find them and scare the hell out of them.
Yeah, I'd make a spooky ghost costume, but they stole my sheets.
I don't know. Wait for them to wander off and wreck their camp. Something that would make a teenage girl run home to mommy and daddy.
I'll find them.
Thanks.
But I am gonna need a raise.
Don't hold your breath. I'd start by hiking back towards your tower and just keep an eye out for anything that would lead you to them.
Well, they're big into Red Eagle.
Great. See if you can find the path they took down from there. Maybe they looped back around towards the lake or something. I doubt they're where they were yesterday, but they obviously can't have gone far.
Alright. Thanks, Delilah. You can see that they've also left us a very nice message using a pair of their underwear that we saw at the lake yesterday. And I've played around with this, and it seems like even if you don't pick the underwear up or make comments about them or anything, they still leave this for you. Because if you recall yesterday, I kind of just ignored it. I followed the trail, but I chose not to talk to Delilah about it or anything. So they're just, really nice girls, apparently. I don't know what their deal is. I would think if you saw somebody... Although I guess Henry's not in uniform, maybe they thought he wasn't with the Forest Service, or he was really just a weird, creepy old man or something, but you would think if someone just came to politely tell you that setting off fireworks is illegal and they've confiscated your fireworks, that you wouldn't go so far as to cut communication wires. It seems a little weird to me, but we're going to figure out what's going on, obviously. So we're going to follow this trail, and then when we come to the signs for the supply drop and the Thoroughfare Lookout Tower or the Two Forks and the Jonesy Lake sign, we're going to go ahead and follow the sign or the path that takes us back to our tower and back towards the direction of Jonesy Lake. But do remember this location later, because we will be coming back here on another day. But if you've made it this far, you're going in the right direction. And there's a nice backpack here.
There's an abandoned pack out here.
And it's not one of the teens?
No, it looks like it was lost a long time ago.
Well, you could always pilfer it for supplies.
Although, if you look up, there are some ropes dangling off the edge, which is a little concerning. I really hope somebody didn't fall and then get their backpack caught in these branches. That's quite a significant fall.
Well, I am flush with ropes now. That pack was full of them, in decent condition, too.
That's lucky.
I mean, there's enough rope here that I could just leave them hooked up, I think. Oh, get this. This pack came with one of those cardboard single-use cameras.
With pictures left?
Yeah, he only used 3 or 4.
Neato.
Thank you, Brian Goodwin.
Wait, who?
The bag had the name Brian Goodwin sewn into the top.
Huh. Wow.
Do you know him?
Yeah, I just haven't heard that name in a few years.
He was a lookout?
Yeah, kinda, I guess. He was stationed in Two Forks, your lookout, with his dad Ned 3 summers ago. Great kid.
You can bring children out here?
No. You know, I'm not a stickler for rules. They took off halfway through the summer.
What, they couldn't handle your unique brand of charm?
Not many can.
Unsurprising.
Anyway, so it goes. Have fun with that camera. Try not to snap anything that would scar a Photodome employee.
I don't know, I got a lot of hiking to do. Might get bored.
Well, I'm bored as rocks, so I'll keep you company while you find those girls, huh?
Thanks, Delilah. We'll go ahead and copy the information in this nearby supply cache. We've also got another note. And I do realize that I forgot to read the last note that we picked up, so I'll probably just read both of these. But I'm going to ask Delilah about these because they seem to be between the same 2 people, Dave and Ron.
Hey, who are these guys, Ron and Dave? They're leaving notes for each other in the boxes. Is there any chance one of them was that guy I saw in the canyon? You know, the guy with the flashlight?
No, they're both rangers. They're not out here this season. I didn't really know him that well, but I always assumed the only thing Ron cared about was chasing tail and getting loaded. It's somehow comforting to know that he was able to keep up a correspondence with someone who wasn't going to send him a topless Polaroid.
Alright, so we'll read their notes soon, but as soon as you look up from this cache box, you can also see that there is a thin column of smoke in the distance.
I see a really thin plume of smoke.
Yeah, I see it too. A thin plume like this is either a new fire or a campfire.
Campfire. You think it's them?
I reckon so.
It looks like it's to the southwest of me.
That's right. If you hike towards 5 Mile Creek, that should put you in the neighborhood. Keep an eye on that smoke plume. Let me know if it's getting any larger.
Will do.
Alright. So at this point, I think we've got kind of multiple paths that we can take in order to get to where we need to go. Our destination is actually going to be that area that we passed up rappelling down when Henry had his fall on the first day. Now that we have all of the ropes that we picked up, we can leave ropes lying around and attached to all of those rappelling points. So I'm just going to go through this meadow. I can't recall if this is actually the fastest way to go, but we're going to be heading back towards the lake. You will eventually find your way back there, and again, if you're lost,
Sorry
just
about
use your
snapping
compass.
at you earlier. I thought about it, and yeah, I suppose that must have sounded kind of weird when you heard me take that other call. Plus, you're just out here in your own head. Trust me, I know how it is. So, did you break any hearts back in Colorado when you took this job? I myself have chosen to never get attached to anyone who would miss me, but I know I'm a bit of an outlier.
I'm actually married.
But you're here.
Yeah, it's complicated.
She's sick, and I shouldn't be here, but I am.
I... I'm sorry, Henry. What is it?
We'll get into it.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, you are here, and it's beautiful, and escaping isn't always something bad.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I gotta go do a thing, but I'll have a radio. Okay, call me if you need to.
Delilah asks a lot of questions. I know it's probably because she gets a lot of lookouts and it's a lonely place to be and it's a lonely job.
I'm having a hell of a time getting this fucking flapjack off his ass and out to repair that wire.
What? Hold that thought. What are you talking about?
Excuse me, Flapjack?
You know, like a loser, a chotch.
I really don't, but I do now.
Well, the next time you're at a bar and some banker steps on your foot so he can order his crappy martini, you've got just the name to use.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, Flapjack, why don't you wait your turn before I bounce your face off a dumpster?
It's beautiful!
Alright, so we found our way to this beautiful canyon, and we're just gonna keep rappelling down, and then we're going to follow the little stream in this canyon here.
I'm down in Thunder Canyon. I'm not seeing that smoke anymore.
Oh, it's still burning away. Try heading west from where you are. If you loop past the lake, there should be a trail that'll take you further south.
Thanks, that helps.
While we were standing up on the edge, I believe we also could have reported a natural rock bridge to Delilah, which is kind of just another marker. It's not something that you have to report. It is kind of nice to hear her thoughts on the environment, though, as well. I'd imagine that she has seen a lot, and obviously she's here to guide her lookouts and just give us some insight and some opinions. I guess I'm also gonna trigger the disposable camera here just so the prompt gets off my screen, but you get an achievement if you use up your entire roll of film, and that is completely optional. You do not have to do that, but you now have that disposable camera that we picked up with 18 pictures. I also love that just a little bit of nice, calm, serene music has kind of kicked in. I dig it. You can now see that we've come out the canyon and we can see the column of smoke. So we are still headed in the right direction, don't worry. Again, if you want to bust out your compass, feel free to do so.
What does she have?
She's got Alzheimer's, like, dementia.
Whoa. How old was she?
Is she? She's alive. She's with her family in Melbourne, Australia. She's 43.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What was it like when you guys found out?
Devastating. Especially for her. You can understand.
And for you?
Anyway, everything she worked for was taken away, and that was it. Yeah. I'm sorry to be such a downer.
Don't even. I'm happy to listen. And, you know, we'll try to have some fun this summer. I promise.
Thanks, Delilah. You can see that we have actually come out at the lake that we were at yesterday. That's the rock over there that those girls were skinny dipping in, and there's no sight of them anywhere. So obviously they've gone, which makes sense if they were the culprits to cut that wire. Here we are coming out at their campsite. You can see the fire has been extinguished from the day before. They were nice enough to leave their beer cans though, and their packs are gone. I think there might have been a faster way to arrive in this area, but we managed to find where it is we needed to go anyways. So I'm not too worried. Here we are. This is our rope hook that we were looking for. This is where we need to go from this point. And if we recall, this was the shale slide that Henry fell down yesterday. And hopefully we'll be able to put a new rope on there. Now that we have some rope. And I'm kind of torn on how much that I like to tell Delilah. You obviously get more dialogue the more that you reveal to her, but I kind of feel like Henry isn't the kind of guy who would spill his guts. I think right now everything is just so fresh and raw for him, and he's still dealing with what he had to go through with Julia. So for the story and for the sake of just getting more dialogue, it is kind of nice to confide in Delilah, but at the same time, I feel like she's a little nosy, asks a lot of questions, and sometimes it's nice just to keep things to yourself. And again, here she goes asking more questions.
Met in a bar.
The birthplace of modern romance.
I walked over and asked her what her major was because I thought she was a student, not a prof.
Smooth.
That's me. I did make the first move, though.
Aw, you were brave.
I was drunk.
Alright, so we're going to open up this cache that we come to, cache number 309, and copy our map information. We also have a missing persons poster here.
How many hikers go missing in the Shoshone?
More than none, unfortunately, with most of them being in this area. The thoroughfare because it's so remote. Why?
I found an old flyer for a missing hiker. It just got me thinking, that's all. Like how you said one day you were talking to the Goodwins and then the next you weren't.
Ned Goodwin didn't get mauled by a bear or stuck in a ravine. He was just a PTSD'd a-hole who dragged his son out to do a job and realized it was a bad idea.
Oh, that's really sad. Well, let's get some more information here.
PTSD? That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I don't know. He was in the army. He was off. It's actually the saddest story. He was only discharged because his mother, Brian's grandmother, died. She'd been taking care of him, and Ned was the only next of kin.
Damn. And you got to know Brian a little bit?
Yeah, I talked to him way more than I'd talked to Ned, that's for sure.
How was he at, spotting fires?
Better than you. He actually liked to stay in the tower.
Hey, in fairness to me, you are the one who keeps asking me to leave the tower. But I'm glad that I do, because look at all of this beauty. We can report this beautiful lush forest to Delilah as well.
Boy, for as dry as it is this summer, there's an area down here that's lush.
Oh, you must be talking about the Aspen Grove down there.
Yeah, I think that's where I am.
Those trees are actually one root organism. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
I didn't.
Yeah, they share their water as a colony that can live for hundreds of years, even through fire. Can you believe you're actually getting paid to learn all of these amazing things? Also, by what it looks like on this map, you'll be coming up on a stream that should lead you towards where we saw that smoke.
Way ahead of you, Delilah. I'm following the stream now, and it ends at a waterfall. And then, strangely enough, we also have a scrap of fabric here.
There's some cloth out here. It looks like it was torn from something.
Strange.
I'll keep looking around.
Actually, you know what? Let's take a photo of this, because it's just so odd to find out here amongst everything else. And then, if you face the strip of fabric this way, in this direction, you'll see this interesting rock formation. It's kind of cool. You just head underneath it, and then this is where we're going to be finishing up day 2. We've almost reached our final destination. You can see that this is the campfire that the plume of smoke was coming from.
I see a campsite, and it looks like they've got a fire.
Is it them?
It seems like it. I swear, they must have dragged 4 cases of beer out here.
Track them down, and don't let them see you.
What a job this is.
And they still have beer. My god, I don't know how much beer they brought with them, but yeah, they must have brought a lot. There's a couple of magazines here, and you can see that these are our sheets.
Ah, found my sheets.
So they did break into your tower.
Looks like.
And then, oddly enough, for some reason, you're not able to pick them up. I guess maybe Henry doesn't want them back at this point, but you would think we don't have sheets. You'd kind of maybe want them back and try to do something with them, or at least maybe your pillow. And again, let's take a picture of this, because why not? We've got lots of film. And it looks like, hey, this fabric looks really, really similar to that fabric that was hanging off of the tree over there. Same color and everything.
Their tent looks like it's been through the shredder, which would explain that scrap I found.
What could have done that? Like a bear or, I don't know, it sounds crazy, but even a bull elk if it's off its rocker.
Whatever did it, did not hold back.
You've got that camera, right? It might be a good idea to get a few snaps, just in case.
Yeah, good thinking.
Thanks, Delilah. I'm ahead of you, but yes, I think that this is a good idea. This is obviously not a very good scene. Probably not good when you see something like this. They're nowhere to be found, but their clothes are all torn. They've left their sleeping bag.
You know, maybe I should take one of their sleeping bags as payback.
At this stage, take whatever you want.
Some of their clothes are all torn up.
That's not good.
And then to end the day off, once you've looked at everything and you're satisfied with what you're seeing here, this note is what's going to end the day once we actually pick this up.
Looks like someone left a note.
Intriguing. Maybe you should read it.
Okay, yeah.
Let me know what it says.
Alright, so before we actually pick it up, let's just read it because we can zoom in on it. Dear Psycho, I hope you're fucking happy. We're leaving and we're going to find the police or whatever and tell them about how you creeped on us in the lake and then came and destroyed our campsite and all of our stuff. Oh, and stealing panties is gross out. You're probably a mental fucking axe murderer and are so going to jail. I hope it was worth being a jerk over some fireworks, dick. Wow, that's aggressive, and also not me, because hello, I didn't do this. They're the ones that broke into my tower, though, however.
Oh, they're gone, for sure.
Well, what's it say?
Threatening to call the police because they think I attacked them.
Oh my god, well, did you?
God, no. No, I was very polite.
I didn't do anything to them, but it looks like someone had it out for them.
Then why do they think it's you?
Fuck, I don't know.
Huh.
Hey, I don't.
I believe you. Come on, Henry.
All right, it's weird what happened out here.
Weird stuff happens in the woods. It could be other campers. They could be having a bad mushroom trip. We really don't know, but they're gone. There's no way to call the cops. They're not coming back, and we can get to work. I'd really like to start enjoying a quiet summer.
Yeah, me too.
Well, good riddance. That's how we close out our second day, and then we move right into day 3. And fortunately, our only task for the day is to fix our tower, which is an excellent objective.
Hey, Henry?
Yeah.
What do you look like?
Why are you asking?
Because I'm horribly superficial.
Well, I get confused for Burt Reynolds all the time.
Oh, is that so?
Women say that we have a similar musk.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you asked.
Okay, well, that gives me a good start. Now let's see. In my scope, I can only tell you're a white guy wearing shorts.
It's hot. And maybe, by the way, I'm not white. It's not very, PC or whatever they say.
Oh my god, you are the whitest man. Wow. I don't need a spotting scope for that. And if not shorts, then what do you normally like to wear?
Delilah has got some good lines. I will give her that. As annoying as sometimes she is, she does have some good lines.
Now, this can't be that hard.
I don't know. I like to look nice, usually. Well, I try now, I guess.
Had a bit of a schlubby period, did we?
Yeah, a good 25, 30 years, yeah.
But, now you'll put on a clean shirt?
Yeah, well, I have one that I got for Christmas, actually. Just, it's navy with white buttons, but I like it. I don't wear it that much, though.
Well, it sounds just perfect. Now tell me about your face. I'm looking at you across the bar. What do I see?
Uh, hmm.
Wow, oh my god, so many questions, Delilah.
Pretty thick beard.
Oh, have you always had a beard?
For a while, yeah.
All right, perfect. I want to know about your eyes.
Get out of here.
I'm drawing you. I need to know.
You're what?
Is that okay?
Uh,
Don't don't answer. I'm gonna do it regardless.
fine.
Your eyes, tell me.
It's a little creepy. Maybe she does that with everybody. I don't know.
They look tired, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you hit a certain age and you think you're a younger person who just looks tired all the time.
Speak for yourself, mister.
But I guess that's getting old.
Well, some people might see distinguished. Okay, got it. Thank you, Henry.
You get what you need?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, thank God. You draw and leave me alone to some peace and quiet. I would like to finish up so that we can take a bit of a breather here and continue on in the next video. So we are going to hang out at the tower today and get it fixed up. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.